Breaking news, my country people. E don shele o. The Federal High Court in Kano has ordered the government of the state to pay the sum of 10 million naira to the dethroned Emir Bayero over his human rights violations. Guys, this is interesting. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Now, the Federal High Court in Kano has ruled in the favor of the dethroned Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, ordering the Kano state government to pay him the sum of 10 million naira for damages for fundamental human rights violations. Justice S.A. in his judgment ordered the state government to pay the dethroned Emir of Kano the sum of 10 million naira only for the breach of his fundamental human rights to personal liberty, freedom of movement guaranteed under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, the judge declared that the act of the Kano governor in directing the police to arrest Bayero without any lawful justification is a threatened breach of the fundamental right to liberty of Bayero's guaranteed under Section 35(1) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, and the court had last Friday reserved its judgment in the fundamental human rights suit filed by the 15th Emir of Kano, Ado Bayero. The reservement of the judgment was taken by Justice Amobida following a heated argument between lawyers, and it was learned that Ado Bayero, who was recently dethroned by the state government, filed an ex parte motion to restrain his arrest of any kind, where he brought the suit against the Attorney General of the Federation, the AG of Kano State, and also the Nigerian Police Force IGP Commissioner of Police in Kano State, the DSS, the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Air Force, and the Nigerian Navy. And when the case came up for hearing on Friday, counsel for the second respondent, Mahmoud Abubakar, had told the court that he filed a preliminary objection dated May 30th and filed May 31st on 4 grounds bordering on his fundamental rights and the Kano Emirates repealed law. So, they told the court that an emir is a privilege and not a right. Therefore, the applicant filed his application 5 days after he was removed. So we all know how all this, incident started. It was reported how the state governor passed a bill dissolving the establishment of additional emirates created by the Abdullahi Ganduji's administration. And following the passage of that law, Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf had officially reinstated Mohammed Sanusi II as the new emir. And now, a high court in Kano State had back then granted an order restraining the newly sacked emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, and 4 others from parading themselves as monarch in the state. And the order, which was granted after an ex parte motion was heard by the court, mandated all the dethroned emirs from acting in their capacity, in their official capacity, and they were even asked to leave their palace immediately. And the court also compelled the Nigerian police to take over the palace of the Emir of Kano, being occupied by Ado Bayero, and to ensure the eviction of Ado Bayero and other emirates in the palace. And that was how they drove them out of the palace. And it was also reported that a federal high court sitting in Kano had banned the state government from enforcing the Kano State Emirate Council repeal law. So guys, this sum of 10 million naira is a fine. Yes, that the governor of Kano State will have to pay to Bayero for the violation of his human rights, as they had really violated his human rights by sending in police and making him leave the palace forcefully. And the governor had made this known that In line with the removal of the Emir of Kano, the former Emir of Kano, and other 5 emirs and the 5 emirates, that they are not going to come back. He articulated that Mohammed Sanusi too coming back to the throne would foster peace, would foster prosperity in the nation, in the state, I beg your pardon. And he made this in line with his campaign promise, because when he was campaigning, he promised that he would bring back Sanusi Mohammed as the Emir of Kano. And the governor, however, expressed satisfaction that this new law will bring unity to the people of Kano State, and it will foster sustainable social economic development. But the reverse has been the case, because ever since this decision was made, ever since he reappointed Sanusi Lamido II as the Emir of Kano and chased the other 5 emirs and the Emir of Kano from their palace. He even gave them an ultimatum of 48 hours for them to vacate the palace. They sent police, army, they went there to, chase them out of the palace. And ever since then, we've been seeing protests in the state, series of protests from the residents of the states, protesting against this move by the state governor. Instead of this to create, peace in the state, it created tension, chaos in the state, as some were not happy with this development. So my country people, make una come chook mouth for this matter. However, Nigerians have reacted. They used you to dethrone Sanusi. Sanusi did not went to court. Now another governor has brought Sanusi back and dethroned you. You now run to court. Any house on faulty foundation doesn't last too long. Oga, forget court. Take heart. Do me, I do you. Man no go vex. Okay. It seems like dethronement is in their lineage. That was how his father was dethroned. Aminu Ado Bayero knows his rights and very intelligent. That is why he is going to court. Sanusi did not go to court when they dethroned him. Maybe he felt guilty. I respect those who knows their rights. Do they do the same to Sanusi when he was dethroned? Did Sanusi go to court? Well, Bayero will never return to the throne. The legislative power of Kano rests in the arms of the State Assembly, and it has become law, so there is nothing he can do about it. The throne of the Emir of Kano is a highly respected and exalted throne that has now become an insult, an object of insult and play in the hands of politicians just because of money. I believe that this throne once had its integrity and was not so much connected to the power of the state government, not to talk of now being subjected to the state government. If you want to rubbish any institution, just give it to politicians. Well, I would agree with this person, because this is the throne of Kano we are talking about. This is the Emir of Kano we are talking about. You see, this has become a battle of thrones in Kano, as politicians are now swaying into this throne kingship and causing troubles here and there. Guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section. Thank you.